Hello everyone. Sorry here. Thank you so much for joining me. I have some new product from Trinity Stamps for the March release, and I thought it would be fun to make a nice, playful, simple card. So this die here is the circle die, which makes a circle-shaped card die. This one did the donuts, but the base of it is a circle, and in the new release, they have these emoji builder die sets that can be built on top of the circle die. These are so much fun. They are adorable. They have glasses and eyes. There's a heart here. This is a kissy face, a smiley face. There's a wide mouth with the tongue, tears, different shapes, eyes. There's an open mouth here, smiley, winky. Lots of little elements here, and they're nice big sizes too. So if you take, for example, the heart, that is about 1¼ inches. The mouth looks like 2 3/4. So they're nice big sizes to create a really cool emoji. And so I plan on making an emoji card with you. This one is the Sick and Tired Emoji Builder. So this is the add-on to the Emoji Builder. So this one will create the emoji, and this one will create Sick and Tired themed. So we have a mask here. This is a Kleenex. This one, this one is fun. It is when someone gets sick. So I'll show you how that could look. Here's a smile or a frown. Cheeks, I believe, thermometer, and then you got some Z's here, and that's a not feeling so good, come see, come saw face. So lots of little fun elements here to build onto your emoji builder. So if you're looking for someone who's a nurse or someone who's not feeling well, a great little add-on. I'm going to have fun with this one too. Then there is this tiny bandage die. This is actually not so tiny. It is 3 inches long, and it's a layering die. So you have the base here, then you have the squares that will go into the center here. And then there's 2 little hearts, because why not? Just nice little add-ons, right? To create some hearts, so you can decorate your little bandage with some hearts in the center there. So that's kind of fun. And I'm going to be using this for my card. And then here is the Healing Wishes sentiments. So we have a lot of fun little sentiments here that are good for those who are not feeling well. So caught a bug, comfort and rest, I heard you were under the weather, get better soon, sunshine, wishing you a speedy recovery, sorry you feel like the poop emoji, get well, healing hugs, feel better soon, take care of yourself. And this is fun because not everyone wants to or likes the poopy emoji, but a lot of people do. So it's nice to have a combination. You know, you don't have to like every one of them, but it's nice to know that there is something for everyone. I think that's funny. It's really cute, and it brings out the child in me. So this is just some of the March release, and I'm going to be playing with this, and we'll create emoji card. So let's start creating. For my emoji, I am bringing out the brightest yellow that I have that has a textured background. This is going to be really fun because when you see the emojis, they are this bright yellow. The default ones are. And so I want to kind of capture that. So taking my circle die, I've cut the circle out and folded it. And now I'm going to bring in the emoji die set. The colors that I'm going to be using pretty much are going to be yellow, black, and white, because those are what I think of when you are building emojis. You can do, like if you look at the packaging, you'll see that it's kind of like a dark red, like a really dark red. You can do that. You can do whatever works for you. Just, I'm using scraps, and I have lots of black, I have lots of white. So that's what I tend to do. I will say with these eyes, be very careful, and you'll catch me later flipping it, but they actually do have a little narrower top and a fatter bottom. It's very, very subtle, but if you have it backwards, you will see something's weird about it. And I'll show you later. So here's two options you can do. What I'm going to do is glue this down to a piece of white cardstock, and then I'm going to trim it. I actually have the paper on a slight angle so I can cut underneath, and that way I can guarantee that no white will show. What you can also do if you want everything to be flush is then cut out the smile of white and then put the inserts in, and then your whole smile will be one flat piece. Mine, you'll see there's like a tiniest little indent because the black is on top of the white. It doesn't bother me, but if it does, just cut it out in white and then use glue into the center. So there we go. I am placing my smiley on the grid so that I can have it nice and straight. I'm going to actually put it crooked, but when I glue this down to my card, I want to make sure that it is going to be the way I want it. So if you have I have a little magnet here that's just making sure that it doesn't move. I'm going to have my circle perfectly straight using that edge on the left there. And then putting my smile up, you'll notice that the eye is a little crooked, so I switched it, and that's what I'm referring to. There's this slight little difference in it. Maybe it's just my die, or maybe I'm crazy, but that's what I noticed. And I'm pretty certain it's just a smidge narrow on the top. So fix that, and now I have my very happy emoji. To create my bandage, I'm going to use some craft cardstock, and then this other one is just some paper from Recollections. It's the brown pad, and it's the lightest, one of the lightest shades of brown. It's perfect for a Band-Aid. I don't need to add any ink to this. I could. You can add some ink and texturize this, but I'm going to keep everything quite plain and simple for those who don't really, may not have inks to play with. So just playing with your papers. So the center there is the craft stock and then craft stock paper, and then I'm going to glue the Band-Aid back onto it because I don't want to see yellow shining through the Band-Aid when I put it down on my emoji. So by doing this, I now have a nice brown tone Band-Aid, and this is looking really great. You could wrinkle these Band-Aids, you could add some texture, you can add some inks and really make them look realistic. But like I said, I'm keeping it nice and simple. But look how cool that is. It almost looks like a real Band-Aid. And it is a ginormous Band-Aid. This is ridiculously ginormous, which is the playful part I'm going with. I'm going to glue this down. This emoji is just so happy looking, like grinning. Like, you know, a child who gets a Band-Aid and they kind of like, yeah, you know, they feel like they have accomplished something, even though they are probably a little bit hurt. But it's just this really cute card. I've bent the Band-Aid over the edge just to kind of make it look like it's actually going around the head. Add a bit of glue. This probably won't hold that well, but I'm just going to pinch it just for a bit to make sure it holds as best as it can. Now, to just make this card a little bit more without having to rely on inks and texture pastes and stencils, I'm just going to be using the shapes that come with the die. This is the Sick and Tired Emoji Builder add-on, and I just cut out all the zigzags and made this diagonal pattern that goes across the top here. If you look at them, you will see that they can kind of overlap nicely. So you put down the one, and then when you put the second one on, you can see that it just kind of continues the zigzag. And it's just the one way to do it. But it kind of creates this fun little zigzag pattern. If you don't like the overlapping part of it, I guess you could try to cut it continuously with your die cut to make sure there's no gaps. That would be pretty challenging. I'm not overly worried about it because my emoji is going to cover most of it, but I also don't think it looks that bad. I don't mind the overlapping. It just adds to the character of the card. It's a very simple, I took a nice blue that is going to work really well with this bright yellow, and then I just added a lighter blue for the pattern just so it's not taking away. I think this is, it makes for fun backgrounds. And I have 3 others I want to show you at the end of this video that I've done with creating backgrounds. I have trimmed these backgrounds to be 4 by 5 1/4, so that you have the nice white border. It's one of my favorite things to do. I think it makes the cards just look fantastic that way. The circle will hover over a bit onto the white, but that is totally fine. There's no rule saying that you can't have it overhanging. And as you can see, my I don't normally do that much glue. I was trying to get a clog out of my glue. I think I left it open for too long during this video, so I'm trying to figure out how to get out. It's every time I push the pin in, it just sticks it back into the glue bottle and it tries to come back out. The joys of crafting. Okay, for the sentiment, I'm going to bring out this one. It says, wishing you a speedy recovery. That's fun for a big ginormous Band-Aid. I just brought that little magnet there just so that my paper is going to stay nice and flush, because I'm going to try to hand stamp this. When it comes to VersaFine Clair ink, I feel more daring. In most cases, I would say 95% of the time, I don't make a mistake with VersaFine Clair ink. It's just so forgiving. So I never worry about it. And you know what? If you do make a mistake and it's not that bad, just grab one of those archival ink pens, the ones that are like beige, black, and just color it in. No one will know. I do it all the time. For this, I've just did this off camera. I just glued 3 pieces of white scrap paper together, and now I'm just trimming it to fit this circle, and I'm just going to glue that instead of using foam tape. Like I've mentioned before, I have so much scrap paper, especially if I'm doing fancy specialty cards like Z folds and all those other horribly challenging cards that people love. It creates a lot of scraps, and so I keep those and I use them to prop up my cards, because dimension really does add a lot. And full disclaimer, I do like specialty cards. I do like those fun folds. I just find them really frustrating, so that's why I kind of slam them, but they are a lot of fun. So anyone who was offended, please don't take offense. But there you go. Here is the card that I created. It's very simple, but just so cute. I love it so much. And I love the little Band-Aid that comes on, the oversized Band-Aid. And then when you open it up, it says, wishing you a speedy recovery. Of course, you can always open up the card here and write a message as much as you want. But I just love the simple colors, the simple backgrounds. And, you know, I created a couple others we can show. So what I did was I had cut all the pieces out, and I was just playing with different things, and I was just allowing my imagination to just soar and have so much fun. I can totally see kids enjoying this as well. So here we have a monster with little hearts. This could be like a Valentine's one. And for the mouth, all I did was I took this one piece here, which I turned into a smiley face. And then I took the Z here, which is this piece right here, and I just glued it to the top and made it look like sharp teeth. And so this one just says, take care of yourself, with a little smiley face, which is from a different stamp set that is part of this March release. And just added some little eyeballs. And in the background, I have the hearts. And it's also propped up with some extra cardstock just to give it some dimension. Then I did the vomit one, but I decided to keep it a little more cheerful. This is one confused emoji. It is throwing up some rainbow liquid. It doesn't know what's going on, but I decided to keep this one on a nice, same color as here, the nice yellow texture, keeping it simple. I didn't add any dyes or anything for blending. I just wanted to keep these so simple and cute. And even the background, I decided to keep it plain because I love the contrast of the yellow and the purple. Also, I didn't want to introduce anything more because I have this rainbow nonsense going up here. And inside I said, caught a bug? I don't know. Something's up. So you can have so much fun with these. It's just, I couldn't stop. And then for the last one, I decided to go with a shaker using the glasses. And this one, she's extremely ecstatic. Look how happy she's, like, oh my goodness. Background, I decided to go with a nice green. And then for the back, those are just the eyes. I don't think I used the eyes, but this is another set of eyes. Oh yeah, right here. So these eyes here, I just cut in dark green and cover the back. This yellow is just, it's a much paler yellow. I decided to try something different. I do love the bold yellow, but you never know. Just try your different cardstocks and see what you got. But there's the shaker using some red and pearl pops. And inside this one, it just, I heard you were under the weather. And so those are 4 examples that I created having fun with this die set. It is a lot of fun just playing with them. Like just tying in with, like, for example, the Band-Aid, just tying them in to create different types of themes. Now you don't have to create the card like this. I did it because I just love the playfulness of it. You could have just cut this off right in the seam here and glued it right down to the card, or use some adhesive foam or scrap papers like I did. You don't have to. I just love it. I just think this is so much fun. And anyways, this is what I created. I hope you enjoyed it. Very simple, very easy, and it's just puts a smile on my face every time I look at them. They're just perfect, and I'm so glad I got a chance to play with them and show them to you. So until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Take care. Bye.